Let's do a quick test together. Take a look at this chunk of text and then this image. 3 days from now, which one will you remember? If you said image, you're absolutely right. Your brain has nearly unlimited capacity for visual memory. Combined with dual coding, it's no wonder that adding visuals to text immediately improves retention by 6.5 times. Studies show that you remember the visuals 6.5 times better than the text alone. But why? What's happening in your brain that makes this difference so dramatic? Today, we'll share 4 reasons your brain gets overwhelmed by information and how visuals can help you to solve each one. Let's start with the core problem: how you can forget less and remember more. Your brain has 2 separate systems for memory, a verbal channel and a visual channel. Let's go back to our opening example. When you read text alone, you're only using a single encoding channel, the verbal channel. This limits your ability to retain what you learn. But when you use visuals with text, you're adding a second pathway. This is the dual coding theory from Alan Pavio. In other words, when you use visuals plus text, you're activating 2 channels and creating 2 memory traces instead of 1. You now have 2 ways to encode the ideas and recall them later. This theory is supported many times over. In the 1970s, researcher Linus Standing did an experiment where participants were shown 10,000 different photographs, just a quick glance at each one. Days later, he tested them. Guess how many images they could recognize correctly? 83%. This means that out of 10,000 images they had seen only once, they could remember more than 8,000 of them. Try doing that with 10,000 paragraphs or even 10,000 words. It will be impossible to remember. This is further proof of the power of visuals, called the picture superiority effect. Your brain has nearly unlimited capacity for visual memory. Combined with dual coding, it's no wonder that adding visuals to text immediately improves retention by 6.5 times. There's another way to maximize your memory limits, and that's chunking or compacting content. Your brain has limited working memory or short-term memory. It can only hold about 4 things at a time. Since one chapter or even one page of a book can easily hold more than 4 ideas, you quickly run out of working memory slots, which is why you start forgetting as you read. But watch what happens when the same information is chunked visually. Instead of reading pages, which overloads short-term memory, you can compress entire chapters into chunks using visuals. Remember, the size of each chunk isn't fixed. You can hold 4 individual letters, or you can hold 4 words, or you can hold 4 concepts. In the case of Reading Graphic's Atomic Habits Summary, see how each chapter is compacted into 1 chunk each, making the 4 laws and their components immediately obvious. Then, we link them to one core framework, the 4 fundamental laws of the habit loop. You can get a free copy of this summary at readinggraphics.com. Your working memory capacity remains the same, but chunking lets you hold way more information. And visuals are the ultimate chunking tools, with the potential to increase your memory exponentially. The secret lies in how you compact ideas into memorable chunks that your brain can actually hold. This lays the foundation to expand your thinking further with spatial processing. When you read text, your brain processes it sequentially, word by word, line by line. It's like walking through a forest, 1 tree at a time. It's easy to get lost if you can't see the whole landscape. Earlier, we saw just 1 text paragraph. Now, imagine you're going through the entire Atomic Habits book. How many lines can your brain actually remember? Just scanning the names of the 20 chapters can be overwhelming. But with a visual summary, you can take in the entire structure of the book at a glance and know how each new idea fits. Like this snippet from our infographic. You can see exactly where temptation bundling fits as a tactic. When you can see how ideas connect, it's much easier to understand what fits where in the overall scheme of things. It's like taking a bird's eye view so you can see both the forest and the trees. When your mind can take in an entire book at a glance, it is reading the ideas spatially, not sequentially in loose fragments. This gives the content structure, and when you can see the whole map, you can stop getting lost in the details. But what if you can go beyond chunks and book structures to see even bigger patterns? Your brain is incredibly good at detecting patterns, but only when it can see them. Taking the Atomic Habits example further, imagine that you have also read The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg and Tiny Habits by B.J. Fogg. You know they are related, but where do they align? Where do they differ? Your brain struggles to hold 3 books worth of content in working memory, much less compare them properly. Now, watch what happens when you lay out the visual summaries side by side. Suddenly, patterns emerge. We see that the habit loop appears in 2 of the books, but with slight differences, while Tiny Habits uses a different framework altogether. And all 3 books have different steps and tips, additional layers on organizational or social impact, identity change, and transformative change. You are able to synthesize 3 books in a few minutes because your brain detected the patterns visually. This is something that's impossible with sequential text notes and even video or audio notes. Used in the right way, visuals reveal patterns and connect ideas so you can build integrated understanding across sources. Remember these 4 ways that visuals unlock your brain. Remember more through dual coding, compact to beat working memory limits, structure to see the big picture, and connect to reveal patterns. This method works for everyone because it's built on how the human brain is fundamentally designed regardless of personal learning preferences. Remember our test at the start? Try recalling the concept 3 days from now. You'll find that the text has become fuzzy at best, but the image will still be clear in your mind. If you're ready to start unlocking your brain's true potential, check out our next video where we go deeper into how to apply visual learning and create effective visual notes. Or start using Read in Graphics done for you infographic summaries to learn from hundreds of non-fiction books.